So ladies and gentlemen, the main important thing, what I'd like to do on this example, is I provide you guys with the transformation one, right? So basically what we're going to do is, let's just identify what the values are. A, in this case, is equal to 1. So is A less than 0? No. So guess what? There's no reflection. So when I go ahead and graph this, my graph is going to look like this parent graph. There's no reflection. OK? Now, the next thing is we need to look at the transformations. So we look at h. H in this case is equal to -2. Now remember, we talked about h shifts us left to right, but it's also in the opposite direction. So it's not going to be 2 units to the left, but it's actually going to be 2 units to the right. So we're going to shift the graph 2 units to the right. Then the next thing is we look at k. Well, k is going to be what is added or subtracted to our function, which in this case is 3. So we could say k equals 3, which is going to shift 3 units up. OK? So now this is how we're going to graph. Now, if you guys remember, when we were graphing parabolas, basically what we did is we used the vertex as our common point. And what we did is we shifted the vertex left or right, up or down, and then we did our graph from there. In the reciprocal function, what we're going to do is we're going to use our asymptotes. Our asymptotes are at y = 0 and x = 0. So wherever we have to shift our graph, we're going to shift our asymptotes. So we have our graph here. These are pretty straight lines, actually. It's like a good 90 degrees. So now we know that we're shifting the graph over 2 units to the right. So I'm going to take my asymptote, that's at x = 0, and I'm going to shift it 2 units to the right. Does everybody see what I did? I basically just took the asymptotes and shifted it 2 units to the right. Now I'm going to take my horizontal asymptote, and I'm going to shift that 3 units up. So I go up to 3 units. 1, 2, 3. And there. Now all I have done, guys, is I have shifted the asymptotes originally at 0, at x = 0 and y = 0. And I've shifted them 2 units to the right and 3 units up, based on my values of h and k. Now, I'm only concerned right now with you guys actually being able to graph the function. I'm not very concerned right now with the exact graph. I just want to get you guys having an idea of how transformations work. So all we're going to do is we're going to replicate this graph. And you guys can see this graph has these curves in the first and the fourth kind of quadrant. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Like this. Like that. And that is going to be your answer.
Can we do one more?
Huh? Oh, yeah, we're going to do another one. Yep, which is called a hyperbole.